Good morning, children. So let's continue the lesson, the rat trap. In the last class, we have read that how Edla, in spite of her father's scolding and warning, she stopped the peddler from going away. She told her father that once, if they have invited him to celebrate Christmas, it's not fair for them to chase him away. She also told her father that at least once in a year he should take rest, he should sleep peacefully, he should eat peacefully, because whole the year he had been only walking and walking and walking. Nowhere he was welcomed, greeted. So her father had to also yield, had to also submit, surrender before her. And then she took him to the table, and the peddler was given the food to eat. Let's see. The man with the rat traps said not a word. He only sat down and helped himself to the food. Time after time, he looked at the young girl who had interceded for him. Why had she done it? What could the crazy idea be? The peddler didn't utter a word. Simply he was eating. And time and again and again, he was looking at the girl, Edla. He couldn't understand that why the girl was doing all these things for him. Why did she intercede? He couldn't understand. It was beyond his understanding. After that, Christmas Eve at Ramsjo passed just as it always had. The stranger did not cause any trouble because he did nothing but sleep. The whole forenoon he lay on the sofa in one of the guest rooms and slept at one stretch. At noon, they woke him up so that he could have his share of the good Christmas fare. But after that, he slept again. It seemed as though for many years he had not been able to sleep as quietly and safely as here at Ramsjo. Children, here there are some words. At one stretch means continuously without breaking. Then it is a fairy fair. Although a fairy fair means rent, but fair is a type of food also. Here, Christmas fair means a kind of food served on the occasion of Christmas. So the Christmas Eve passed at Ramsjo like every year. Next day, the beggar, the peddler, continued to sleep during his whole forenoon. At noon, he was aroused, he was awakened by them to take the food of his share. After taking food, again he went to sleep. It seemed as if for so many years he had never slept so peacefully and safely. And really, he had never slept because always he was in fear to be arrested, to be scolded, to be turned out. In the evening, when the Christmas tree was lighted, they woke him up again, and he stood for a while in the drawing room, blinking as though the candlelight hurt him. But after that, he disappeared again. 2 hours later, he was aroused once more. He then had to go down into the dining room and eat the Christmas fish and porridge. Children, wake up. Wake up means get up also, to arise also. And wake up means to make someone wake up. Here wake up means to make someone wake up. As I have told you that at noon he was awakened to take the meal. So after taking meal, he again went to sleep, and till evening he continued to sleep. In the evening, when the Christmas tree was lighted, when the drawing room was decorated, then he was aroused, he was awakened. He came to the drawing room, stood there for a while, means for some time. His eyes were blinking in the candlelight as if the light was not pleasant to him. The light was giving him pain. After some time, again he disappeared from there. Where did he go? Again for sleeping. After 2 hours, he was awakened. Then he went to dining room. He ate porridge and fish there. As soon as they got up from the table, he went around to each one present and said thank you and good night. But when he came to the young girl, she gave him to understand that it was her father's intention that the suit which he wore was to be a Christmas present. He did not have to return it, and if he wanted to spend next Christmas Eve in a place where he could rest in peace and be sure that no evil would befall him, he would be welcomed back again. After dinner, when everyone got up from the table, he also got up and he went to each and everybody who was present there. He told everyone thank you and good night. At last, he came to Edla. Then Edla told him that the suit which he had put on, actually, her father wants to give him this suit as a Christmas present. So he doesn't need to return it. She also told him that next year, if he would like to celebrate his Christmas peacefully, safely, without any danger, then he may come here. Means she invited him for the next Christmas also. The man with the rat trap did not answer anything to this. He only stared at the young girl in boundless amazement. The man didn't tell anything. Only he was staring at the girl, gazing at the girl with boundless surprise, with limitless surprise, endless surprise. Means he was greatly surprised that what the girl was doing and why she was doing for a man like him, for a wanderer like him. The next morning, the iron master and his daughter got up in good season to go to the early Christmas service. Their guest was still asleep and they did not disturb him. Next morning, the both father and the daughter got up earlier because they had to go for Christmas prayer, Christmas worship, service means here, worship. Their guest, the peddler, was still sleeping and they didn't try to disturb. When at about 10 o'clock they drove back from the church, the young girl sat and hung her head even more dejectedly than usual. At church she had learned that one of the old crofters of the ironworks had been robbed by a man who went around selling rat traps. At about 10 o'clock, when they were coming back from the church, the girl, Edla, was feeling so dejected, disappointed, and she had hung her head due to shame, embarrassment, because at church they had heard that one of the old crofters who earlier worked at Ramjo Iron Works was robbed by a man who was selling rat traps. So, Edla understood that it was none but their guest, peddler, who had stolen him. So she was feeling embarrassed, ashamed. Yes, that was a fine fellow you let into the house, said her father. I only wonder how many silver spoons are left in the cupboard by this time. Her father told her, ironically, satirically, that yes, you have allowed this fine man to live in the house. Now let's see how many silver spoons are left. Means he wanted to say that most probably he would have stolen all the valuable things from the house. The wagon had hardly stopped at the front steps when the iron master asked the valet whether the stranger was still there. He added that he had heard at church that the man was a thief. The valet answered that the fellow had gone and that he had not taken anything with him at all. On the contrary, he had left behind a little package which Miss Wilmanson was to be kind enough to accept as a Christmas present. Children, here on the contrary. On the contrary means just opposite. Hardly they had reached their house. They had reached the front steps of their house. The iron master asked his attendant, man attendant, valet, that if the peddler is still there, because they have come to know about him that he is a thief. Then the valet told that he has gone away and he has not taken away anything from their house. Rather, on the contrary, just opposite, he has left a gift for Edla. The young girl opened the package, which was so badly done up that the contents came into view at once. She gave a little cry of joy. She found a small rat trap, and in it lay 3 wrinkled 10-kroner notes. But that was not all. In the rat trap lay also a letter written in large jagged characters. Characters means your alphabets, letters, jagged, rough. The girl was overjoyed when she saw the gift because the package was so badly packed that the content inside the package could be easily viewed even from outside. When she opened the package, she found that there was a rat trap, and inside the rat trap, the 3 notes of 10 kroner were lying. And not only this, one letter was also written in big, rough letters was kept there. Honored and noble miss, since you have been so nice to me all day long, as if I was a captain, I want to be nice to you. In return, as if I was a real captain, for I do not want you to be embarrassed at this Christmas season by a thief, but you can give back the money to the old man on the roadside who has the money pouch hanging on the window frame as a bait for poor wanderers. What was the content of the letter? What was the theme of the letter? In the letter he had written that, noble miss, you had been so nice to me. You had been so good to me. So, I am also nice to you. As you treated me like a captain, so as a captain, I don't want you to feel embarrassed. You please will return these 3 notes of 10 kroner to the old man who lives on the roadside, whose money was in the leather pouch hanging on the window frame. The rat trap is a Christmas present from a rat who would have been caught in this world's rat trap if he had not been raised to captain, because in that way he got power to clear himself. And he had also written that this rat trap is a gift for you from a rat. He called himself a rat. He told that this rat is giving you a present on this occasion of Christmas, and the present is a rat trap. He says that he could never be released, he could never be freed from this rat trap if she couldn't help him, if she couldn't be kind to him. Means today he was freed from this rat trap only because of her kindness, because of her generosity. As she had raised his status from a wanderer, from a peddler, from a beggar, from a thief to a dignified captain, so now he would try to maintain this dignity. He would try to become a good man. He would try to maintain his status as a captain. So, this all happened only because of your kindness. He had written. At last, he signed as a captain. So, here we have seen that how a thief was reformed due to generosity, large-heartedness of a God. That's all. Thanks.